Hello, welcome. Adam Thomas from Balancing Touch Reflexology. So good to see you, and thanks for joining me today. I've been getting a lot of questions about how to work points, right? Like, so how many times do I work on this point, and how often do I work on it? So I want to give you my ideas on the way that I work reflexes. So I kind of follow a rule of three. When you work something 3 times, you really get a good concept of and feel for how you've done and worked that area really well, right? So when you do something 3 times over, you tend to move maybe slightly and you get it in a, and get it at a different angle or something like that when you do something 3 times. So what does that mean? 3 times what? So, in reflexology, if you do know reflexology, and if you don't, that's fine. But there's, I guess, generally areas that you work. So like, for example, if we look at this chart here, you'll see that the lung, it's not necessarily a point. It is more of an area, right? So I would work the entire area of the lungs 3 times, right? So I have a foot here, little sample foot. Lungs are found in this area here, okay? So from this over here, I'll just see if I can sort of block it off there. So in here, in this part right there, that's where the lungs are found, the ball of the foot, excluding the big toe. But if you work the big toe, it's an added bonus, right? But really, it's found over in this part of the ball, the foot. And so you can work that whole area. And so if I was to work it once, you know, kind of maybe do like this, go across this way, you know, however, in whatever technique you use. You know, you can do a little dot to dot here, right? That sort of thing. Now you've worked it 1 time, right? And then you would go and do it a 3rd time, a 2nd time, and then a 3rd time, right? So that would be an area. To work a point, so if I pick something like the pituitary gland, which is a little sticky outy part on this big toe here, right? Find where the swirls come together, and I'm going to hook it out this way. 1, 2, 3. So when I'm working points, I'm going to work the 1 point 3 times. Okay, so working at 1 time equals hitting the point 3 times, or working the point 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That equals 1. And then I'm going to do it a 2nd time. 1, 2, 3. That equals 2. 1, 2, 3. That equals 3. So it's basically 3 sets of 3, if you want to be that way. So that's how I think about when I'm doing the general walkover of all the points on the feet, right? So I do stuff in 3s. So some other information too that I've found very useful is to do a complete session, right? And that's, you know, when you're going down the chart here, working all the points and stuff, I would do the whole foot 3 times, okay? So if it's an area, like I said before, I would work the lung 3 times. I would work, you know, pituitary, pineal glands and stuff like that, or more of an exact point. I would make sure that I hit them 3 sets of 3, right? And we work and do the whole foot. You know, some other reflexologists, they like to do the entire foot. They'll start whatever their routine is. They'll start at the top, for example, even on 1 foot, and work all the way down, doing it 1 time. And then they'll come over and do the left all the way down, right? I do more of a jumping thing, so I'll do maybe like one time through on the top right, and then move over to the top left, and then move down the center, right? And do that way. And then you repeat the whole foot again, and then you repeat the whole foot again. So that's another way of doing a session, right? And then when you're doing that, you can get a good gauge of how stuff is maybe loosening up, or you found tension areas when you were going, you know, maybe you found sort of shoulder areas, or you know, some of the points down in the middle of the foot here, you found them to be a bit tense, or, you know, not loose and relaxed, which that's sort of what we're looking for, right? Is we're using our little thumbs here as our eyes, as our senses, and we're feeling all the way around the foot to find out if there's anything, any tension areas, right? It's the same way, same sort of concept as, you know, somebody who's doing a massage and they feel, you know, there's tension on my shoulder, right? They'll be able to feel like little knots or whatever like that. And that's what we're doing as reflexologists. We're kind of scanning down the whole foot and feeling for, you know, temperature, texture, any information that gives us that it needs to be worked, right? And then if you do what I was talking about a little while ago, doing, you know, little sections, so 1 section, 2, 3 or something like that, or even the one side of the foot one time, and then you go and repeat it all again, you're going to get a sense of that stuff has loosened up, and then you'll get sometimes an indication where there's even more tension in areas, right? Because maybe the other parts have loosened up and relaxed a bit, but there's still some areas that are even more noticeable now because they never loosened up at all, right? For example. And so what you can do after that is take note of those areas, right? And maybe work them again. Work them another 2 times, 3 times, right? So that's something else that I would do in my session as well, is I would get a good idea of the overall session. Where's tension? Where do I need to work? And then, you know, go and do my 3 times so that the entire foot gets worked evenly. And then I would spend a bit more time on those areas that need more attention, right? So that's one way to do it as well. Now, that's how you work sort of each point and stuff, but what about how often? So if there's something, or, you know, areas of tension that you really want to work on and you know, work that out, again, I like to use the number 3 as well. So in my session as well, when somebody comes for me, they say, you know, when should I come back? Well, I usually say if you really want to work on something, I like to have 3 sessions within a span of 2 weeks. That's sort of what I like to recommend. And then, you know, and then after that, I kind of make a little joke saying, you know, then your feet will tell you when you need to come see me, right? But there's some truth in that, because when your feet feel great, they feel great, and the rest of you feels really great. And then when your feet are, you know, grumpy and tired, the rest of you follow suit. So then, you know, I plant that little seed saying, you know, when your feet tell you, come see me again. And so that's another way to work as well. But if you're also working on yourself, just work on it often, right? 3 times a day, so another 3. Find the areas that you need to work on and work them, you know, in the morning time, in the afternoon, and at night time, right? Why not? And then you can work that every day for, I don't know, let's say 9 again, to throw in another 3. But I just sort of go by 3s because they seem to work. You know, 2 doesn't feel like it's enough work, and 1 obviously is not enough work. So 3 tends to be a good thing that I like to follow. So hopefully that helps. And also too, you can work on your hands as well, right? Same idea. Work on it 3 times. But if you find the areas and you're a reflexologist or someone or something that you know you want to work on, it's really great to also incorporate the hands as well, because they're easily accessible to yourself, and you can work on yourself a lot easier, right? Instead of, you know, having to make it a big deal by, you know, taking off your socks and getting down and working on your feet, even though you can work through your socks. That's all good. But yeah, learning the points on the hand, and again, just doing them at least 3 times a day is really, really great. And then for, let's say, 9 days, because that seems to be good. And then what I do like to do also is just do 3-day breaks in between, right? So you can do stuff like that. So play with that number, see if it works with you. I find for myself it's been really helpful. So that was a really long-winded answer for something so simple, but I just wanted to give you as much information that I work with, and I'd like to give that to you. So hopefully that helps you. Yeah, until next time, remember to keep those feet happy. Well, and your hands, and your ears. Just remember to keep every part of your body happy, because it's good to do that. But I find when you work on your feet, the rest of me follows suit, and it feels really great. So, yes, I'm still blabbing, aren't I? Yeah. Remember to keep those feet happy. Till next time, Adam Thomas from Balancing Touch. Bye-bye. Hey, it's a foot. Thanks so much for watching today. Let me know what you thought of this video by leaving a comment below. Any type of feedback can be useful and help others in reflexology. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with anybody that you think might be interested in it. If you're interested in reflexology, this might be a channel to subscribe to. If you haven't already, hit, or better yet, step on that bell icon, and then you'll be notified when the next video is coming out. If you're looking for a reflexology chart, head on over to balancingtouch.ca. We have created a bunch of visually exciting, easy to understand reflexology charts for you. And if you have some more time, check out some other videos. Till next time, this is Adam Thomas from balancingtouch.ca. See you later.